With the news of Manchester United supposedly closing the deal on Alexis Sanchez, I wanted to bring you a different little clip on the top 10 transfers I think Manchester United have pulled through in the history. Now, they've broke the bank several times, so I'm not going to base this on money, because you're going to pay that amount of money if you end up getting a superstar player. So most people will be able to make their mind up on who I think is number one. But I'm going to go through, I will take into consideration value for money. When you pay like $2 million for someone like Eric Cantona, you're going to get high up on the list. But number 10, I'm going to say Rio Ferdinand. He was the most expensive defender I believe in Premier League transfer history, maybe in the world at some point. When he joined from Leeds United, I think it was 29 million at the time. But when you think about that, for what they got from Rio Ferdinand, they by far and away made that money back. He was, when he was first signed, I thought he was one of the most remarkable defenders. He kind of paved the way, I think, for a new wave of defenders who were more athletic in a certain sense than most other players on the park, and that was Rio in a nutshell. And I think number 9, I'm going to go with Ruud van Nistelrooy. He was signed for 19 million from PSV. He encapsulated everything you want from a striker. It wasn't pretty to watch at all times, but he would put the ball where it had to be put for a striker. His finishing ability was second to none, fox in the box, and I think that he is what a lot of people thought when they got someone like Lukaku, because of that kind of unpretty, clumsy looking style of play, but still get the ball, get into the box and utilise your best ability. But unfortunately they're not able to accomplish that. Number 8, I'll say Jaap Stam, and he's another defender. This time he only came from 10 million, also from PSV. He of course was a Champions League winner with Manchester United in that remarkable 1999 team, yes it was, and he had that dominant back line, Peter Schmeichel between the sticks, him at the back, and they were impenetrable at times, and he was one of the most intimidating guys I think you'll ever see. So, and then I'm going to go on to Steady Teddy Sheringham, £3.5 million. When you look at that in retrospect, someone like Andy Carroll getting bought for 30+ million, or whoever else, it is laughable, but it's a completely different time. He was signed way back in when the transfer window. 3.5 million was considered a decent amount of money for a player, but still what they got in return wasn't always a starter, but he was crucial when he had to be brought from the bench, or his experience in the Premier League. So I think that by far and away he deserves his place on this. And then I'm going to go through to someone very similar to him, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, known for that goal. The goal that everyone wants to score when they grow up watching football, Champions League winning goal, last minute. He scored 2, sorry, coming off the bench, but that second goal itself was just incredible. And he is going to go down in the moment in history, and he was always that utility player that you would bring off the bench that everyone wanted in their team, and to be able to get that for 1.5 million from Molde, the Norwegian international, was by far and away a steal. Andy Cole, I have him down here, 7 million he was signed from Newcastle. Another force to be reckoned with. A lot of these transfers are attacking minded players. I did have a couple of defenders in there, but when you look at what he was able to accomplish in his time at Manchester United, taking that form from Newcastle and just reiterating it up top, deadly, was able to partner with Dwight York when many people didn't think they would be able to partner together, and I think he deserves his place on that. And I'm going to go with Wayne Rooney. Now, Rooney was signed when he was only 16, as I pull up the statistics on what exactly they paid for him, but Wayne Rooney was signed when he was 16 for 27 million pounds from Everton. That's a lot of money. I don't know if he was 16 or 17, whatever age he was a teenager, but this is one of the rare examples of how beautiful the game is, when you put all your money into a player like that, who shows early signs of promise but was actually able to live up to the fullest. 253 goals for Manchester United, not a bad return for spending just under 30 million, 13 seasons, Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues, everything and anything. So he undoubtedly has got that place in there. And then just underneath him, I'm going to have Roy Keane, my favourite Manchester United player of all time, as I've expressed on the platform. They signed him from Notts Forest for just under 4 million. The heart and soul of that team was just phenomenal in the semi-final against Juventus. the biggest injustice of it all was him not being able to play in the final of the Champions League in that 1999 memorable game because picking up too many yellows, but he's just snuffed out Juventus's attack at certain points in that game and was one of the main reasons why they were able to win that competition, I think, and get further on. So obviously he got his rough side, but in the end he was still one of the best players of all time. And then number 2, Eric Cantona, as I mentioned, flamboyant player, blessed with some of the best ability. 1.2 million they signed him for from Leeds, and what a talent he was. Go down in the history books as one of the best players to have ever played in the Premier League, and Manchester United's legend, despite some odd fly kicks. And then number 1, just because, simply put, I referenced the goal article when I was looking at this, and I don't know if they're basing it on money, but they have Cristiano Ronaldo at 9 because they spent 12.24 million on him from Sporting. He's one of the greatest players of all time, or if not the, argue whatever way you want, you know my opinion. But how can you put him on that? If this list, I didn't see it according to money, because they've got Wayne Rooney at 10 and then they've got like Rio Ferdinand at 8. So I guess it's just on what they bought, but they bought the best player, or one of the best players to have ever lived. They got him before any of the big giants. They were able to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues with him, and then sent him on to Real Madrid for him to accomplish more. But he's their best signing ever, in my opinion. Sir Alex Ferguson's a genius with the way that he saw that talent and just made sure that that was a focus point. They nurtured him, made him into the player that he was. So Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest signing, in my opinion, for Manchester United. Where will Alexis Sanchez rank? We'll have to wait and see. Comment below, and I'll see you guys soon.